Sorry, all of that for nothing. I just realized I didn't, my microphone was not working there. All right, so there. Now you should have sound. You want me to start over? I can start over. What I essentially said was, nice to be with you. I'm Dan Gresham. This is my house. And obviously I slept in this morning. So all of you who are saying, where's the sound? Just tell me now. You can hear me. All right, so you do. Good morning to you. As I said, it's the day after Thanksgiving, better known as Consumer Friday. Let's be honest, it is Consumer Friday. Mass Consumer Friday, also known as Black Friday. Are you a fan or not a fan of Black Friday? Do you get up and get out? And if you don't get up and get out, do you get out later in the day? And if you don't get out later in the day, are you an online shopper? I'll be honest with you, nobody loves a bargain more than this man. I am a bargain shopper. In fact, that's the only way I like to buy things, is if I feel like I'm getting my money's worth on this. And on days like today, yeah, when you can get 50% off, you can get 60% off, it's hard not to be a consumer, even if you don't have the money. And therein lies the problem, right? You don't have the money, but I got a card and I can use it. And the next thing you know, you put yourself in a very bad situation. I've preached to my kids, to my grandkids all the time. Do not let debt become your ball and chain. Do not let that be the thing that weighs you down the rest of your life, is that fact that you've got to worry about it constantly, all the time. There's no escaping it. That I'm living beyond my means. It's hard not to do that. I think we in my house do it sometimes. We've been very fortunate. We seem to find ways, we catch up, or, we get inspired and we pay things down, and then maybe you go do it again. But on this Black Friday, be encouraged to, be smart, think smart, shop smart. I'm not trying to stifle the economy. I'm really not. But it is amazing how much of a consumer-driven economy we have. Not just in America, but even in our own state, in our own towns, in our own communities. And nothing has proved that more probably than the pandemic. When people stop going out, suddenly there's trouble in paradise when it comes to the economy. Good to have you with us again this morning. Didn't mean to get off onto a tangent, but I think it's a good tangent. Don't forget, post up this morning. It's just like any other Facebook post. It's a live stream. You can go on there. You can tell me where you're watching. You can tell me how you're feeling this morning. Thankfully, some of you could tell me that I didn't have my microphone turned on. You could also tell me what's of concern to you today. And you can also tell me whether or not you will be a Black Friday shopper in some way, some form, some fashion. And again, ain't nothing better than a bargain. Nobody agrees with that more than I do. I love a good bargain. I do. I guess it's because we all feel like we're I don't know, we're getting something back. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's check and see who's up this morning. By the way, and somebody made a good point, if you're going out today, you better take your umbrella with you. It's not looking good at all. Marie, good morning to you. Always good to see you. Susan's here this morning. Rosa, buenos dias. ¿Cómo está? I'm bien. I'm muy bien today. Laura, good morning to you. Thanks for starting your day. Larry, Kiani, that looks right. Kiani Lewis, good morning to you. Also, Jennifer is up with us this morning. Jennifer Naylor, and then we go to Jennifer Harmon. Both of them, both Jennifers, good morning to you. Hi, Robin. Thank you're up this morning. Morning, Garth Brooks has entered the building. The thunder rolls. I get it. You're right. It has kind of been rolling around this morning. Tammy says, good morning. Delicious leftovers today. True enough, we kind of debated who gets what at my house yesterday. When everybody left and departed, the kids were here, and it was like, okay, so everybody takes home a part of, what they want, but not everybody wants the same thing. Do you guys have that where you kind of argue over who gets who gets the dressing, who gets the rice dressing, who gets the mashed? We had a little bit of that going on yesterday, but I think everybody walked away feeling pretty good. Charlotte is up this morning. Hi, Charlotte. Glad you're here this morning. Veronica Gabriel says, good morning. Happy Turkey Sandwich Day. We did have some left over as well. I still think about that article that I shared with you about turkey gumbo, but I don't think it's going to be happening at our house this morning. Chantel, good morning to you. Hi, Carlene Purdue. Hope you've got a good day started as well. Also, Alan Harrington is with us this morning. Hi, Alan. George Harris is up this morning. Hiya, George. Good to see you. Brittany is here this morning with us. Also, Cindy Haynes, I see this morning, is here, along with Carol, who's watching from Elkhart, Texas. Good to have you up this morning. Emily says she would shop, but she's working Black Friday. I know what you're saying. Brittany says, yeah, but I don't get out at all. I'm an online shopper. Isn't it crazy to think it wasn't that long ago that when you said online shopping, people would look at you and go, what is that? But how much it's now become ingrained in our thinking, how much it is a part of us, that online shopping is just the way you shop. I mean, I joke with my wife, is there going to be a day when we don't have a delivery at the front door? Because it seems like every day. But a lot of things happen. We get our kids will use us because it's a permanent address, right? And they know mom and dad are going to be home. So, oh yeah, drop it at my mom and dad's house. Also, Susan Gidry, shoppers, be careful and watch your surroundings. You're right, Susan. What did we talk about the other day? Situational awareness. That's what it's called. And it's not just about shopping during the holidays. It's about all the time. Be situationally aware. Know where you're at. Know your surroundings. Know what the possibilities are and know what the potential is so that you can handle it properly. What that means is, don't leave packages on the front porch if you don't want to be taken advantage of by the porch pirates, if at all possible. Whether it's you ask the next door neighbor to come and pick them up because they don't work, or you come home for lunch or whatever, you don't want to leave packages. It's about crimes of opportunity, right? And that's an opportunity. The other crime of opportunity is when you're walking around in the parking lot carrying a bunch of bags and you got your head down and you're thinking about something else and somebody runs by and grabs everything from you and takes off. And then you're wondering, how did that happen? Again, situational awareness. Now that you know it, teach it to others. Be smart about it. Know your surroundings. Be aware of what's going on when you're out or even when you're at your house. Jeannie Foster, good morning, Dan from Vider. Turkey Day and birthday on the same day. Well, congratulations. Happy birthday. Yeah, we had a birthday yesterday on Thanksgiving. It was pretty sad, really, because it was our grandson who came over, and it was like everybody was, hey, Thanksgiving. And all of a sudden it came up to me, hey, how you doing? You know, Papa, good to see you. And I'm like, hey, happy Thanksgiving. And then all of a sudden, oh, yeah. So that being said, Henry, once again, happy 14th birthday to you. Susan Gidry is up this morning. Laura is watching from over in Houston. Brittany says, I have COVID right now and I'm in quarantine. I'm feeling pretty rough and I'm not dealing with crazies. I'm sorry, Brittany, I really am. I don't really know what to tell you beyond the fact that we're thinking about you and we hope that you improve quickly and you get back onto your feet. But please keep us aware of what's going on. Laura says she is no shopping, huh? All right. Dixie Daigle says, good morning from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Good morning, Dixie. I have some friends up in Tulsa as well this morning. Kelly Arnold says, what kind of weather looking like in San Antonio on the Riverwalk? You know, when I looked, and let's go ahead, let's take a look at what's going on and see if we can kind of answer that question for you. And I always preface this by saying I am certainly not a meteorologist. I'm just the guy that sits next to them. But I think most of us have the tools at our disposal that we can at least kind of get an idea of what's going on. By the way, before some of you leave, do me a favor, reach up and hit the like button. You know the one, the thumbs up, the blue circle. If you will hit that, that'll be a favor to me. I'd appreciate it. And of course, you can hit any other emoji you want as well. So anyway, here we are at the weather site. If you will just roll down, you will see live Doppler radar. And when you get to live Doppler radar, you're in control now. And you're like, well, what does that mean? I'm in control. Well, watch what happens. If I go over here, I can zoom in, I can zoom out, and I can see what's happening all over the state of Texas if I want to. So in answer to Kelly's question, what kind of weather is it looking like on the Riverwalk? You know, here's San Antonio. I would say there's a good chance that you'd be walking in the rain today. And this front that's coming through, because this is, look at this, pretty good line when you see the back side of this, right? Here we are in southeast Texas, covered up with rain, even some thunder going on this morning. But you get north of that line, back up towards Tyler, Longview, Dallas, even Waco, College Station. And now you're talking about dry air behind this. So this is what we're going to see, though, because this is the other thing that you can do with our live Doppler radar. Go down to the bottom, click the arrow. And when you do, it puts together what I like to call a slideshow that just goes and picks a lot of different frames that builds over time so that you can actually, I'm going to push this back in a little bit, you can actually see the direction that things are moving, which I think is very cool. So I can sit here and watch this and we can go, okay, Beaumont looked pretty good. Now all of a sudden it doesn't look so good anymore. And you got some pretty heavy storms coming behind that, heavier rain anyway. So if you're going to be going out the house this morning, going anywhere, if you're going to, you still got to go to work, maybe you got kids to take care of, maybe you're thinking a field trip, or maybe you're in town and you're visiting and you're going to stop by and see some other folks, just know that you're probably going to want to grab the raincoat or at least maybe an umbrella and have it in the car. But you can also see it's not going to be necessarily an all-day thing, because when you see that last frame, you're going to see that looks like there's a little bit of a hole back on the other side of Houston. All right. So that's what's happening. And hopefully that answers your question about what's going on in the weather. Let's take a look at what's happening in our headlines this morning. Of course, my friends back on the morning show, Jillian, Kelsey, Dana, all working this morning. You can see that one of their topics was how Black Friday is going to be different due to the pandemic. You can also this morning, if you did not see the story, all of the ICU beds in Jefferson County are taken. All of the beds in Jefferson ICU are taken. So that doesn't mean the hospital is shut down or they're overflowing. It just means there are no more ICU beds. They can open up other beds to other patients. But it does mean that you have the potential that you start shipping out some ICU patients to other hospitals. And you can go and you can look at that story. You can check on all the other stories that we have for you there at kfdm.com. That was the story that jumps out at me this morning again, was the fact that our ICUs are full. I showed you, and I can show you again if you want me to. I can do that, where to get that. While we're on the topic of news stories and coming, let me point out a story I think would be of much interest to most people. This is, let me roll down. This is Houston Chronicle, today's edition. You can get this online. This is Allison Medley's story. She did an interview. The headline is COVID-19 expert, take the first FDA-approved vaccine offered. And if you're not familiar with this man, this is Baylor College of Medicine's Peter Hotez. And Dr. Hotez is one of the preeminent experts when it comes to tropical medicine. And he has been out front and talking about pandemics and what they mean and what they can mean long before this one ever happened. He is an internationally known infectious disease expert. And he is interviewed here, and it's very interesting when you go in and read it, because he will talk about what's driving the current uptick. He talks about vaccines. And this is what I wanted to point out, because somebody yesterday jumped out in front on me when we were talking about vaccines, saying, you'll probably be one of the first ones to get it. And I'll be honest with you, I've said it for all along. If offered, I will take it. I would have been part of a program, a pilot program, if it had been offered the chance. But read this because it's interesting. He talks about, the question was asked, there are 3 vaccines from these different drug makers. How do I know which one I should choose? And Dr. Hotez says immediately, don't cherry pick, don't overthink it. You get what you can get. And if you're one of those people that you're anti-vaccine, then stand back and let somebody who does want to get the vaccine jump in and take the vaccine. But he says, take the first FDA-approved vaccine that's offered to you, but take it knowing that there are potential side effects. Now, immediately when you say the word side effects, people think deadly side effects, but not necessarily. What we're reading about, if you go in and read these stories, what we're reading about in these vaccines when they talk about side effects. Potential for a migraine headache, potential for maybe wanting to take the next day off because you don't feel quite as well as you normally do. But then everything that you read, or at least the majority of the material that we've seen so far, and again, you be diligent, you read your material, watch what people are saying. Don't go to just one website and think that's everything. Have a variety, but read the information and be armed. And when you realize that, okay, the side effects are not permanent, they're not ongoing, there's something that you can overcome in a short period of time. Most people that I have read that have been part of these programs said, a couple of Advil and they felt fine. And certainly majority of the people said the next day they felt okay. It's kind of equivalent to taking that flu shot. And I know, I already hear you, some people, I don't take a flu shot. Gotcha. But for those who do take a flu shot, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, it's a very excellent interview, good questions, and he makes some very forthright answers. And he talks about what has to happen moving forward. And what you probably don't want to read is where he says he sees no real end to the virus until 2022. And he says that because you look historically, the 1918 Spanish flu epidemic didn't dissipate until 21 or 22. So you're talking about 3-4 years. I'm talking about totally dissipate. Now, what he says is the more people that get vaccinated, obviously, the better chance you have of kind of creating a herd immunity, which could make things better for everybody. But again, it's worth reading. Go in and look at it. If you say, well, this wasn't enough, you can see that he also wrote a story, the doctor did, Dr. Hotez did, that you can go to and get even more depth if that doesn't satisfy your need for information. All right. Also this morning, we were talking about hospitals. Texas Tribune, San Antonio, Bexar County issue partial curfews for the rest of the weekend. They're following the lead of El Paso County, which did the same thing earlier. So don't be surprised. But I mean, just a heads up, if you're going to San Antonio, if you're going to Bexar County, know that they're telling people you can't leave your home between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. And for a lot of the population, that's not an issue. But you can see the charts here and why. This is from the Texas Department of Health and Human Services. And you can see why they're doing this. This is back, remember in July when we talked about peak numbers? But look where we're at today. We're actually higher than those numbers here in the state of Texas. All right, so take that in consideration this morning. Also, another story, again, if you are a Black Friday shopper, it's interesting because there are all kinds of things out there that offer you, hey, here are the best deals. Here are the, so if you're going to shop, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to, again, check out some of those. I don't know, they do the work for you, so you don't have to go out there and kind of muddle through everything. Let me get rid of this, and I'll show you again what I'm talking about. This happens to be USA Today, and there we are. USA Today, and all you have to do is, it's right there on the front page. Black Friday 2020, shop all the best deals. So if you're looking for something that's already done the work for you so you don't have to, that's a great place to go and find it. All right, let's go back just real quickly. We'll check on some other comments this morning, some other folks that are here. Carlene Purdue, no Black Friday for me. Used to work it all the time. Cody Hames, happy late Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks, Cody. Zucina Barrera, good morning to you as well. James Pat Core says, Kuntz, beautiful morning. Well, it's a beautiful morning. You must mean philosophically, right? Not physically, not meteorology, because it's kind of dark out there this morning, James and Pat. But I got what you're saying. It is, every day is a beautiful day. Jamie Foster says, no Black Friday shopping for me. All right, this morning, let's see who else is up. Melissa says Black Friday deals on sushi, preferably at Tokyo. I don't know. I haven't heard of any. I don't hear of too many meal deals on Black Friday. Do you? Usually it's just do it, right? But we'll be available if you want to eat. Once again, good morning, Kelly. Glad to have you up with us. Denise Banks says never shop Black Friday. Too crowded. But now you don't have to, right? With the online versions. I don't, my mom would, when I would say that to her, because she was a big Black Friday, as my wife used to be, they always would tell me that we like it. We like being out. It gives us, puts us in the spirit, puts us into the season of the times. Sweet baby queen watching over in Opelousas, Louisiana, while Edie Grover is watching from San Diego, California. Got a feeling it's probably a pretty nice day there. Melissa Halford, when talking about situational awareness, says she carries pepper mace, ladies. Probably not a bad idea to do that. Because, again, that's just a tool you can use to your favor. Denise Banks had a very nice Thanksgiving. No paper plates, use good china, and not exhausted. That's always the key. Sally Jobert, good morning to you. Also, this morning, Brittany Lang is out there this morning. And again, we have a lot of different comments going on. So if you're going to get out, Kathleen McLeod Tate says, good morning. Beautiful in Corpus Christi. Well, it's good to know, again, it's nice somewhere. And we know, even though it may not be the prettiest of days here, eventually it will be. All right. So, I just hope that you take advantage of what time you have today, whether you're going to get out or you're going to stay at home or, whatever you're going to do, that you will use it to the best of your ability. I do want to point out real quickly, if I can, going back over to KFDM.com, we're making preparations for what is probably the biggest event of the year for us on the morning show. It has been. This is coming up. We're working on 30 years now that we've been doing Toy Feast. And you can see here on the side, these are the agencies that will benefit from your donations. And we understand it's tough times. And if you give what you can give, and when you do, it will be going to the Women's and Children's Shelter. It'll be going to Nutrition and Services for Seniors, which is Meals on Wheels. It will be going to the Food Bank of Southeast Texas. It'll be going to the Salvation Army in Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Orange. All of these people are working very hard to fill the gap for a lot of people out there who are struggling during this pandemic. So we would so much appreciate if you would just go and check it out. If you see the little banner there, when you hit it, it will tell you what you need to do. You don't have to go anywhere. You can do this from home. You can do it now. You can text Toy Feast. Make sure it's one word, Toy Feast, to 919999. You see it right there. If you do that, and you can go in, you can see how it all happens there on the morning show, and it gives you all the sponsors and everything else. So take your time, go in and check it out. And we will be talking about, don't worry, it's not happening till Friday, December the 11th. But remember, if you make a $100 donation or more, our gift to you for being involved is a holiday ugly mug. I don't know if we have a picture of the holiday ugly mugs on here or not. I'll see if we can get one posted up there so you can see what it looks like. All right. And I leave you, as always, with a lighter story this morning. I thought this was pretty funny. This is Texas Monthly. Story today talking about the viral footage of Texans waiting in line at a new College Station Dunkin' Donuts. People have, I saw a story the other day. People were waiting 12 hours in line to get a hamburger. But it's an In-N-Out burger. There is no hamburger that Dan's going to wait 12 hours for. Not a takeout burger that I know of. No, probably not going to happen. But anyway, in College Station, they apparently really wanted a Dunkin' Donuts. And they got one. 50 cars are waiting in line for their turn. Rusty Surrett was there. He posted. You can go and watch his video. But read this. Video was posted just a week after a similar recording captured, I said 12 hours. Look at this. 14 hours to get to the In-N-Out burger in Aurora, Colorado. Is there anything that you would wait for, short of, a miraculous thing, for 14 hours? I can't imagine what it would be, right? All right, that is it for me today. Leave you on that lighter note. And again, go out and make it a terrific day. Let me remind you real quickly that you can follow us a variety of different ways. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We have a channel there, Dan's at Home. You can subscribe, and you can see all of our updates every single day. All right, go out, stay dry, take care of yourselves. We'll look forward to seeing you on Monday. Don't forget the latest news headlines coming your way today at noon, 5, 5:30, 6, 9, and 10 on KFDM and Fox 4 Beaumont. Until next time, be safe out there, and we'll talk again soon.